Happy Tuesday, my kids! Today is April 28th, and it's the second week of our remote learning. Today, our math lesson is focusing on fractions that are greater than, less than, 1/2. So we're going to be comparing fractions that way. So you are going to need your number line poster. That's Math Journal page 229 in order to fill out the chart that we're working on. You might also want those little fraction strip things that we cut out when we created it last week. So pause it and go get that stuff, and I'll get my contraption rigged up for our lovely lesson. Okay, so here we go. I have my fraction number line poster, page 229, ripped out side by side so that I can teach you. And if we look over here, I have my little fraction strips that I made a few lessons ago. Those will be helpful as well. So you can just put those off to the side, put your little chart to the side, and focus on page 235 right here. Fractions greater than and less than 1/2. Again, that's page 235. So we're going to work on filling in this table. Use the fraction number line poster to help you write fractions that are less than, equal to, and greater than 1/2. So we're going to use all those tools to help us get it together today. So here we go. Here's our table. Overall, these are fraction benchmarks. That means something that we compare another thing to. So like when I read with you for FMP, we get a benchmark. That's something that I compare everything to. So your beginning of the year reading level, I see how much you grow, and we compare those two when we're in the middle. So that's what a benchmark is. Benchmark number. When they're talking about benchmark number for this, they're thinking about 1/2 being kind of easier to work with. So look at your little poster. Let's put this here. It's pretty nice that our first fraction is 1/2 actually. So we're trying to use that because it's an easy one to find. We can go literally halfway across the number line to get 1/2 on each side. Then the other fractions are easier to compare to. So when we use that, we can say, oh my gosh, that is a larger than 1/2, that's smaller than 1/2, and we can use it to compare. So we are going to use this chart to organize our information and then answer questions about it beneath. So let's find a fraction that is less than. That means smaller than 1/2. So we'll try to go about this in a kind of orderly way. So let's look at 1. Oh my gosh. Is 1 less than 1/2? Here's 1. Here's 1/2. No way. It can't go in less than. So where would we put the hole? We would put any of the holes in greater than. It's bigger. So we know 1 equals a hole. We know there's going to be more, so I'm going to put a comma because it's going to be a list. Well, 1/2 is just 1/2. It's just itself. So look at quarters. What do you think about quarters? Just one individual quarter. Is one individual quarter larger or smaller than 1/2? Remember, here's 1/2. Here's 1/4. How do they compare? Is 1/2 and 1/4, how do they compare? Is 1/4 less than or 1/4 greater than? Looks pretty small to me. And it is. This 1/4 goes in less than 1/2. We're going to put 1/4. We're going to start out that way. What about 1/8? Is 1/8 less than or greater than 1/2? Whoa. 1/2 goes all the way here. 1/8 is kind of tiny compared to 1/2. So we're going to put 1/8 there. Let's look at 1/3. 1/3. Here's 1/3. And here's 1/2. Check those out. If I move my finger or use my pen to show where 1/3 would be on this number line, it would be right here. Would you say that 1/3 is less than or more than, greater than 1/2? It's on this side, so it's smaller. It's less than. So 1/3 is less than 1/2. 1/6. Oh my. That is quite small as well. Again, if we put our little pen all the way up to here and look at those comparatively, 1/6 would be here, 1/2 is here. It is smaller. So we're going to put 1/6 there. That doesn't mean those are the only ones. That's just the individual pieces. We can continue. We could continue that. But before that, let's check out our equal. This is my favorite one to do because all we have to do is find our 1/2 and then scooch down straight the number line, and we're going to find out our equivalents. I'm going to circle them in blue. So here's our 1/2. Oh my gosh, 2/4 is equal to 1/2. Let's go down some more. 4/8 also equal. Uh-oh, nothing here. So neither 1/3 nor 2/3 are equal to 1/2, so we're not circling anything. Scooch down one more. OMG, 3/6. Those are all equal to 1/2. And if I took it a step further and used my 1/8 from my fraction strip, I could put it up to my 1/8 and 1/2. What's exactly halfway there? If I fold it in half, 1, 2, 3, 4/8. Right there. Shows the same thing. 4/8, 3/6. And we've talked about this before. Whenever the top number is half of the bottom number, that makes 1/2. So if I double the top number and get the bottom number, you know you have 1/2. Like 50 100ths, 25 50ths.